Alrighty, everybody. Guess what? It's here. We know now the stats of the Gomtuu. That's right. We have a post. Command the Gomtuu itself. I'm going to go over the ship details. I'm going to link this post in the description below if you want to look into it anymore. We know it's a for sure science ship. That's right. It is a Commander Science Miracle Worker, Lieutenant Commander Tactical Temporal Ops ship. Okay, not too terrible. All right. Lieutenant Commander Engineering, Lieutenant Universal, Instant Universal. The seating is not terrible. It does give us a lot of play, especially in the current control meta, right? So that's kind of neat. Hull modifiers of 1.25. That's pretty damn good, especially for a event ship. So awesome. Shield modifier 1. Four weapons and 4 aft weapons. Yo, that's actually really good for a science vessel. That gives a lot of free play on this ship as far as slotting weapons are concerned. Most science vessels are typically 3-3 layout, so minus something like the Lamar class or whatnot. So I like it. Consoles: 3 tactical, 3 engineering, 5 science, 1 universal. Has a base turn rate of 7, so it's going to be a sluggish science vessel, which that's fine. We kind of figured as much as a big ship, right? So kind of needs that with the impulse modifier 0.16. Don't expect to be flying this like a fast escort ship, much like the Grawl or the Equinox, but either way, it be okay. Just a big flying pine cone, right? A pine cone in space. We're gonna call it a pine cone. Might look like something else, but that's what we're calling it. It's a pine cone. Console Universal Evolved. That's it. Okay. I almost butchered that. Innovation Ship Mechanic. It has the Starship Mastery Package of Science Vessel, which is typical for a Science Vessel. Exotic damage, shield HP, healing, shield regen, hardness, and external stimuli. Starship trait. All right, let's take a look at this console. Everybody's been curious about the console, right? So the console says that it was retrieved from Gomtuu, and the strange alien energies which flow around it mean it acts differently dependent whether it was used as a tactical science, engineer, or universal console. The console always creates a burst of radiation when your ship is damaged enough times, but on this burst, the console exhibits different powers depending on the slot you equip it in. This is freaking cool. I want to see more stuff like this. If you put it in a tactical console slot, it's going to disable enemy weapons and sacrifice auxiliary power for weapon power. So kind of neat, I guess. If you put it in a science slot, disables enemy shields and sacrifices auxiliary power for shield power. This is a weird thing, though. If you're building this as a science ship, you don't really want to sacrifice auxiliary power if you're kind of the bread and butter of your exotic damaging abilities. So I guess this would make sense if you're building this as a do-sci or direct energy weapon science build. Maybe that could be okay, but I don't know if I like that too much. Engineering slot disables enemy engines and sacrifices auxiliary power for engine power. Okay, the excitement's still there. Okay, it's still there in the innovation of this console. I like it. Universal console slot would disable enemy auxiliary and sacrifices shield and engine power for auxiliary power. So as a science captain, if you're playing this as a science ship for exotic stuff, you're definitely going to want to just slot it in the universal console station. But it's already a slow ship, so you're just going to kill your engines and sacrifice your shield power. So you're gonna kill your engine and shields. I guess we're gonna have to play around with this on Tuesday when the ship drops and find out exactly how much it hurts or is worth having or not. I don't know why you really want to disable your enemy auxiliary. I don't know in PvE if it's really all that effective to do. I would suppose not, but I could see that being something useful for PvP. Yes. This power has a 120-second cooldown. Passively evolved has improved damage resistance that scales up as shields decline. So that's kind of a neat little passive effect that it has. When stacks of damage reach a critical level 7, a 7-kilometer radiation pulse deals 12,000 radiation damage. Okay, yeah, it's neat. I like the fact that they went ahead and said, we are going to make a console that, depending on where you slot it, is going to give you different bonuses. That's freaking awesome. They should do that with more consoles in the future. I'd love to see it. The Starship trait, external stimuli. A part of the alien Gomtuu's operating system, this protective trait is designed to keep potential enemies at a distance and stop their approach. When surrounded by 7 or more enemies, not including mines, torpedoes, and hangar pits. You release a pulse of kinetic energy, which also does devastating damage to enemies in a 7.5 kilometer radius and also impacts their speed and maneuvering for a brief period. This trait can trigger every 45 seconds. That is a long cooldown for this trait. I feel like this, while this is keeping in theme with what the ship has done one time on screen, it is never, well, I guess it's done it twice, right? Hit the Romulan Warbird. Anyways, 45 seconds seems like this is more of a flavor starship trait, more of a do it for the fun of it, but having it on a 45-second cooldown, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Release a burst of devastating energy when surrounded by more than 7 foes in a 7.5 kilometer radius, which deals kinetic damage, 5-second debuff. It basically shuts their flight speed and turn rate off. So like I said, it's very much on point as far as the theme is concerned. I do see it from a pre-event ship. I still think this is going to be another one of Cryptic's W's this year. This is a great science layout for the most part. I do not know. I wish this was more or less a Commander Universal Station instead of a Commander Engineering, but that's fine. That's just a personal preference. Otherwise, it's not. This is great. That's all I've got for this. Like I said, the article itself will be linked in the description below if you want to go in depth more with it. I'm just excited that they finally released the stats for this right before the weekend. Gives us a lot of time to kind of theory craft over it, see how we want to put it together. And then, of course, all platforms get this on Tuesday. I'll see you on the frontier.